peeps, it's Julian here from Tutoring, and as always, it's such a pleasure to join you. We are on question 1.4 from the 2017 Maths Lit Paper 2, and this is reading data off of a bar chart. They've given us a bar graph which shows the racial composition of blood donors from 2014 to 2016. So as you can see, they've given us the various races on the x-axis. So you got Asian, black, colored, white, and unknown. And then on your y-axis, up and down here, they have the number of donors. So in 1.4.1, they say, give a possible explanation for including an unknown category. So 1.4.1 is the reason why they would include a category as unknown is that it makes provisions for people who don't fall into any of these categories, or some people just don't feel comfortable indicating the race that they are, so it just caters for situations like that. So any type of answer may also, like a donator might be from another country, so all of those answers are fit. So basically I'll write down, it makes provision for people who don't fall in the categories specified. Cool. Then moving on to 1.4.2. They say, describe a possible trend relating to the percentage of black donors. So if we go look at the black donors on this graph, you can see that year on year, so 2014 was compared to 2015 compared to 2016, it increases year to year. So this is a trend that it's increasing. So the answer here is, as the years increase, so does the percentage of black donors increase. Then 1.4.3, explain why it cannot be said with certainty that the number of Asian donors remain the same from 2014 to 2016. So you can see how the percentages stay the same, but this is relative because 2014 could have less or more total number of donors compared to 2016 and 2015. So we can't say with certainty that it remains the same each year, because this percentage is relative to the total amount of donors altogether. So for 1.4.3, the answer is here that the number of donors is different every year. And they haven't given us data about the total amount of donors. So we can't say with certainty because they've only given us the relative percentage that it increases by. So we don't know if the total amount has remained the same or changed. So that's the answer for 1.4.3. And then finally we go to 1.4.4, number A. It says the total number of donors in 2016 was 490,914. The total base marginally grew from the previous year by 1.02%. So now they're asking us to calculate what the number of donors was in 2015. So we need to calculate this. We need to take the number of donors in 2015 multiplied by the percentage increase will equal this total over here. So we'll write this down. So it'll be, I'm just going to say that the 2015 donors is going to be X. So, well, 2015 donors, as I said, and we need to multiply that by, so it's going to be 100% plus the 1.02%. So that's going to be the increase. So this is the percent. And this is going to equal 490,914. So therefore, we know that the 2015 donors is going to equal this 490,914 divided by this total percentage. So that's going to be 101.02%. And putting this in your calculator, I get that it equals a grand total of 485,957, and then comma 23, but we need to round that down because we can't have 0.23 of a person, so this rounded is going to equal 485,950. Let's write that there. 7. And that's the total for the 2015 donors. So we can see that it's a little bit less than the 2016. So we know that this is the correct answer because at 2015 with an increase of about 1% will be 490,000. And I'm just going to erase some of the answers from the top to make space for 1.4.4.B. So B then is hence determine, rounded off to the nearest 10, the number of white donors in 2015. So we'll need to make use of the total amount in 2015, but we need to find out what percentage were white. So if we look at our graph for 2015, they haven't given us what the percentage is. So we need to calculate this because we know that 100% of all the data is within the graph. So we know that 8% of it will come from the Asian category, 38% comes from black, 5% comes from colored. We don't know this percentage, but we know that the total needs to be 100, and the fact that then the unknown is 2%, we can then calculate what that missing percentage is. So 1.4.4b is the white percentage will equal 100% because that's of all the data minus and then a collection of all the other categories. So it'll be 8% for Asian, 38% for black, plus 5% for colored, and then plus 2% for unknown. So putting this in your calculator, you get that it's 100 minus, adding all of these together is 53%. So this means that the white percentage should be 47%. So now we can use this number using, as I said, what the total for 2015 was to get what the total number of white donators were for 2015. So then, therefore, number of white donors equals this 485,957 multiplied by the 47%, and remember it's 47 over 100 if we don't have the percent button on your calculator, but this comes to 228,399,979, and remember we can't have a 0.79 of a person, so we need to round this up to 399 rounded up is actually 400. So 228,400. And that is the final answer. Before I go, I'd just like to give a special thank you to our epic sponsors for making this video possible. Read all about them in the description below. Be sure to visit our website for more of these epic tutorials. If you can't find the answer to your question, remember you can always send us your question and we will respond with a personalized video just for you. And until next time, stay epic.